This is Ben Ingram from the Atlanta Braves Radio Network, and it's time for you to go riding with the Braves, presented by Chevrolet. Let's see who else is joining us today. Riding with the Braves, and coming to you today with the Chevy Corvette, and Andrew's with us, and I'm kind of tempted to take off in this thing, man.
I actually feel like I really want you to.
This thing goes 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, and they gave it to you and me to ride today. This could be trouble. This is fun. This is a great ride today here in the Corvette, and thanks so much for joining us, man. This is so much fun to get to visit with you today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I mean, this is awesome. This is a great car. I mean, I remember the first Corvette that it came out, and they did a great job changing all of them. I mean, it looked like a Ferrari, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it really does. Take me back to Curacao and the beginning of your baseball career, because you came on so fast. You're a teenager when you're in the World Series for the first time. So at what point growing up did it click with you where you thought that this could really get me into the big leagues? I could take baseball as far as I want to take it.
Well, I think I started, I always dream about, playing professional since I was a little kid. And, I always, tell my mom I want to play baseball on TV. Not really thinking professional, but watching professional baseball games on TV. I was telling my mom I want to play baseball on TV. And, I think at 13, I had a great year, through my teenager years. And, we went to Puerto Rico, and I came back. I went to selection team in Puerto Rico. We played. We came back, and Scout was actually looking at somebody else on the team that I was gonna go to next. And my dad was coaching that team, and he was coaching it, and he said, "Hey, you guys get a chance to come up. 3 guys that was moving on, come up, get the experience of watching, a little higher level of baseball, and then get that experience." And the scout was watching this other player playing, and I was on the bench, and somebody got hurt. Somebody got hurt, and my dad told me go in. I went in, and I hit 2 homers. And right there, the scout was like, "Who in the world is this kid?" And everything started from there on. The scout was like, "I'm interested in, you need to do some tryouts when, the Braves come in town, blah, 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 and this and that." And then that's why I started feeling a little bit like 13, 14. I felt like, I think, my dream is coming true. But, still a long way from that, because I still was going to school and, thinking about making the decision to leave school, to come to the United States and play, a game that you love and that you think you can be good at. Because when I got here, it was so many kids that was trying to do the same thing that I do. And it was tough, to be honest with you. It was tougher because it was, prospects. It was, first round picks that probably play the same position that you play, and it can get a little dicey. But I think I was glad that the Braves believe in me and gave me the opportunity, and I took advantage of it.
Yeah, you really did.
I think a lot of kids look at it the other way as, I have the talent, and they just automatically gotta let me play. Yes, you get when you get that opportunity, you really have to take advantage of it, because you don't know when it's gonna come back.
That's right. Your first Gold Glove, I'm sure that one was pretty special, and of course you win so many more. But once you won that first one, I mean, you probably had to be thinking, I could do this for a long time, because defensively, you're as good as so many people have ever seen. I've never seen anybody better than you in center field.
Well, I mean, the first one was very special, to be honest with you, because, I think that was the first year that, Bobby was like, "Hey, Andrew, go out there and do what you wanted to do." 96, when I got up to the major league, I didn't play a lot. I was playing center field, left field, right field, and we made it in the World Series. I played right and left. But 97, I was platooning with Michael Tucker, with Kenny Lofton in center field, and I think right there, that year when Kenny Lofton got hurt, I went out there and I took advantage of the opportunity that they gave me. And I think, that stand out as how I was elite. I was as a center fielder, and 98 when I got the chance to make the team again in 98, and they tell me, hey, you're gonna be the center fielder. I went out there and did what I wanted to do always. I always wanted to be the best defender in the game at my position, whatever position I play. If I was playing left field, right field, I wanted to be the best one at that position. And I think when the opportunity came up, I went out there and I did what I wanted to do.
How did you work at that? I mean, were you the guys that when you were growing up, were there guys that you watched, or is that something you just always naturally were good at? How did it develop?
Well, I mean,
such a good defender?
I mean, my favorite baseball player was Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, I watch him. I grew up watching him play, and I like the style that he go out there and play. You know, obviously he was a complete baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be that guy. You know, I never knew. You know, we heard about Willie Mays and all these great players. You hear about Hank Aaron, but you know, as a young kid, when you watch baseball, you watch the top player in that game at that moment, you're gonna idolize it, and you'll be like, I want to be like that person. I want to go out there and do what he does. And you know, you don't watch those other games, but as older I got, and as you know, I get into the game more, you know, hearing about all these great baseball players like, you know, Hank Aaron, Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, you name the guys, all of them that played the game way before you start realizing, you know what, though, this guy is really the role model that you really want to follow. So, you know, those things come up later on, but as a young kid, Ken Griffey was my, you know, one of my favorite baseball players of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. For a lot of us. And I think about the pitchers that were on the team that you played for, 3 Hall of Famers. How many conversations did you have with those guys about where you were to play? Did they want you to play in a specific place? Did they just trust you? Hey, you can play shallow, deep, whatever you want to do. You're going to go get it.
You know, I kind of made my adjustments on myself a little bit, because as much as see them pitch and see how they go about their business, and a lot of respect to them because they went out there and did it every day, you know, when they needed to do it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and I went out there and trying to help them succeed. And, you know, I move here and there. Small C, I might play a little deeper. You know, Maddox, Glavin, I might play a little shallow because they get a lot of land drives, bloopers. So you know, I move around on the players who pitch, and then it's just not those Hall of Fame guys. It's basically every pitching staff that we have. I trying to you know, learn them how they go about each hitter, so I can help them, you know, defensively, or if maybe they might not be hitting too much balls to center field, but I can help the left field by watching and seeing and tell me, you know, you need to move in a little bit and move back a little bit on this specific pitch or whatever. So I constantly was moving, be honest with you, of every other pitch that these guys pitched. You know, it might not be much, but 2 step that I move to my left can get to that ball in into the gap faster. So I was constantly moving, to be honest with you.
Part of being a good center fielder is obviously having a first good jump, having a really good jump first. What were you looking for specifically, batter to batter, where you're trying to get a good read and get that quick jump?
I was just trying to look at how our pitcher is going to attack the hitter. And I think the way they attack it, that's why I'm going to lean into it a little bit more. But I can see when the ball pop out of his hand that it's like it's a mistake pitch, and I know it's probably going to hit it to, you know, to the other side.
You can tell that quickly.
Yeah, because I'm you know, that's the great part of watching, you know, playing center field. It's right in front of you, and you can see every pitch. And I always put myself in a position so I can try to look what the pitcher's going to call, or what the, you know, what the pitcher's going to throw, you know, where he's going to set up the hitter or whatever. You know, I think now with, you know, with all the, you know, the buttons and stuff like that, I probably can't see, you know. I'll probably be guessing out there. I probably might be asking, hey, I need one of those things in my ear so I can see where you guys are going to be throwing. But, you know, it's just stuff like that. I mean, you know, I watch the game. And, you know, just not just, you know, our games, be honest with you. I watch other games that's on TV because I want to see what that hitter is going to do, you know, if he's facing us or he's, you know, anything else. I want to do with a Pacific pitcher. So, you know, like I say, I wanted to be the best defensive player in the game when I play, and you know, I took a lot of pride of it, and I work hard of it. You know, I will go in spring training, and you know, when guys will have early work or early hitting, I will tell Bobby, you know, instead of go out there doing sprints left and right, I just go out there and shag and work on my jump, and you know, work on, you know, playing shallow, playing deep, or work balls off the wall, or you know, moving left and right. So I put you know, whatever time the spring training is in, you know, 2 weeks, I put my 2 weeks of getting my leg in shape to play center field for 170 games or whatever games we play with the playoff. So I just, you know, I just trying to do, you know, get myself ready for that situation.
There's a question I want to ask you. I've wanted to ask you this for years. There's a picture that will pop up on Twitter time to time. It's got you and Chipper Jones. It looks like it's at spring training wearing throwback uniforms. Is that picture real?
The picture is real, 100% real. We took that picture in 1997 before we left West Palm Beach to go
Such
to
a
Orlando.
great pic.
Yeah, we took that picture. It was like, I think it was Matthews and Hank did that picture together way back in the day in, you know, in that uniform, and me and Chipper did it together, and you know, same similar thing. I think if you can go back and look at that picture of Hank Aaron, I think it was Eddie Matthews.
Yeah.
You know, it will probably pop up the same type of picture that we took.
So cool.
Yeah.
Because people would ask me, is this a real picture? Like, I don't know. I think it is. I'm not sure, but that's really cool to hear. Speaking of Hank and Eddie Matthews and Bobby and Chipper and Glab and Maddox and Smalls, your number's going to be retired.
I know.
Tell me about finding that out for the first time, that they're going to retire your number, and what your feeling was like.
Well, I obviously Terry McGurk called me and gave me the news. I was getting up in the morning and I see, you know, Atlanta Braves phone number, and I know it's the office, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? So I picked the phone up, and it was Terry, and he's telling me all this. It's like, yeah, you know, Andruw, we're gonna honor you with this great honor to retire your number. And I was like, I was speechless. You know, it's one of those things, you know, your friends and teammates that you play with, and all, you know, a lot of people always ask you, you know, when the Braves gonna retire now, when the Braves gonna retire. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's not my decision to say when it's gonna retire now, but this is a great honor. I mean, it mean a lot to me. It mean a lot to my family. I mean a lot how much I care about this organization, and for them to honor me with this great achievement, it's just something great for me. You know,
yeah.
I think it's you know.
How much have you been working on your speech?
No, it's gonna be something like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Nothing big. Something small. You know, it's just something that, you know, I'm just gonna thank majority of my family,
yeah.
and I'm gonna thank, you know, my teammates. I'm gonna thank, you know, the front office. I'm gonna thank the fans. So that's all. You know, that's basically what I'm gonna be doing.
Is that a number that you wanted, or is that the number that was given? How'd you come about getting that?
Be
number?
honest with you, that was not the number I wanted it.
Which one did you want?
I wanted number 23. To be honest with you, I wear the 23 through the minor league for a long time, and you know, obviously the 23 for Michael Jordan. But you know, I wanted to wear 23, but David Jussie had 23 for a long time.
Right.
And you know, and when I got called up, he still wasn't on the team. So they gave me 25, and since then I stuck with the 25 for the longest. Still, I play with the Yankees, and 25 was Teixeira, and I went from 22 to 18 with the Yankees. But you know, I stuck with the 25, and then I think, you know, to see my number up there with all those grades, Atlanta grades, is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is. I'd say 25 serves you pretty well.
It did. It's a strong number. It's a strong number, you know, and you know, I'm gonna have it up there on the Braves board.
Yeah,
for the longest.
It's amazing. I love seeing that, and I love seeing that era, that team. You guys accomplished so much, and to see the heroes of that team all up there. I mean, it's one thing to have guys who are or the Team Hall of Fame or All-Stars, whatever, but there's so many guys from that one team that have your numbers up there. What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, that's how, you know, John Shorehose built this powerhouse for a long time, and you know, you can see all those guys that up there, they all is in the Hall of Fame. You know, so it will be a great honor to see, you know, Dale Murphy and myself get into the Hall of Fame one day.
Absolutely.
And you know, that will be, you know, a great honor for great honor, great thing for the Atlanta Braves to have as many guys like that make it to the National League Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. That day is coming, and I can't wait for that day because I'm so excited for what that'll mean for you. I know that having your number retired here is going to be an amazing day, and it's going to mean so much for people from Curacao, because I see guys now think about Ozzie or Kenley or other guys who are from that country and what you meant to them. What does that mean to you, and what are those conversations like when they come up to tell you that they grew up watching you, and it was such a point of pride for them to be from Curacao?
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, that means you did something great. All I wanted to do is, you know, go out there and represent the island of Curacao the proper way, and open eyes for other kids, get opportunity for other kids, because I know the baseball talent in Curacao been so big for so many years, and for now to see so many guys that that made it and kind of make half a decent career as a professional baseball player from Curacao is awesome. And I think we got so many more kids coming, and you know, I can be more happy and joy for the island to have so many kids continue to try to make their dream come true.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. Without baseball, what would you have been doing?
Well, wow, good question. You know, I started going to the technical school when I was as a young kid, and you know, I always wanted to work with airplanes. So
really,
you know, I wanted to work. You know, I was very handy with engineering and stuff like that. So I wanted to work with airplane, and I think you know, I started going to technical school very young, and trying to work myself into that direction until, you know, this great opportunity came up to sign with Atlanta Braves to be a professional baseball player.
One way or another, speed was going to be a part of what you're doing.
One of them. I mean, I don't know. I got quite a few tickets in my life in driving, but you know, I always would tell my dad, take me to the airport. I want to see the planes taking off and stuff like that. So I always was like kind of like into that a little bit. So you know, that was one of the things that if I never made it as a professional baseball player, I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you made it as a professional baseball player.
I don't want to be working too many people where they're playing.
Yeah. Well, this has been so much fun to have you ride along with us today, and just so thrilled for everything that's coming this weekend with your number retirement and all that. And I know that Cooperstown's down the road, and we're just thrilled for you all the way around. And always glad that you're back in Atlanta and making this organization such a big part of your day in, day out life, even after your career. It's awesome to see.
Oh, thank you. I love it. I mean, every bit of it. You know, it's just one of the things that, you know, they gave me the opportunity to continue to be here, and I'm very, very honored on it. And you know, now getting my number retired, and not first, just getting, you know, and get inducted into the Braves Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And now getting my number retired is something that, you know, I would cheer for.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You got it.
Thank you.